Okay, so if we look at the guided notes for lesson 3, our vowel word question. Sophia owes her brother $25. She gives her brother the $18 she earned dog sitting. Write an addition expression to describe this situation, then find the sum and explain its meaning. If she owes $25, is that a positive or negative 25?
Obviously a
Negative 25 because she owes that money. And then we're adding, if she earned $18, is that a positive or negative 18? Positive. So we are now going to add these two numbers. Do we have the same sign or different signs? Different signs, which means we're actually going to subtract. What is 25 minus 18? 7. Take the sign of our bigger number, which was negative. So what does this negative 7 represent?
How much she owes.
Yeah, so she still owes $7. She owes $7 to her brother. Negative 7 is fine too. Okay, the heading of the notes is subtracting integers. Our target is students will be able to subtract integers by rewriting them as an addition problem. Okay, for today's notes, to subtract an integer, you have to add its additive inverse or its opposite. And you can change any subtraction problem to make it addition, which is exactly what we are going to do. There's 3 letters to remember. Those 3 letters are KCO, which is keep, change, opposite. Keep, change, opposite. So you keep the first number the same. You change your subtraction sign to addition, and you write the opposite of the second number. So if it is positive, you write a negative number. If it's negative, you write positive. And then you use your rules for adding integers. What do we fill in here? Same signs, we do what? Add and keep. Different signs. Subtract. Keep the sign of the bigger number, then you'll be exact. No. Okay, for our examples, we are going to KCO, keep, change, opposite. So I keep my 8, I change my minus sign to addition, and I take the opposite of 13. What's the opposite of 13? Negative 13.
Oh, opposite.
So now we have an addition problem. We're using our rules for adding integers. Do we have the same signs or different signs? Different signs, so we're actually going to subtract. What is 13 minus 8? 5, and we keep the sign of our bigger number, which is negative, so we have negative 5 as our answer. For our second example, negative 10 minus 7, we're going to keep, change, opposite. I keep my first number as negative 10. We change our minus sign to a plus sign. What's the opposite of 7? Negative 7. Do we have the same signs or different signs? Same, so we're going to add. What is 10 plus 7? 17, and we keep our sign, which is negative. Next question. 1 minus negative 2. Keep, change, opposite. Our first one stays the same. We change our minus sign to a plus sign. And what is the opposite of negative 2? Positive 2. What's 1 plus 2?
3.
3. There's our answer. And for the last example, we are going to KCO, since we're subtracting. Keep our first number as -10. Change our minus sign to plus. And what's the opposite of -7? +7. Same signs or different signs?
Different.
Different. One positive, one negative. So we're going to subtract. What's 10 minus 7? 3. Keep the sign of our bigger number, which is negative. So we get -3. Okay, for our next example, it wants us to evaluate. If you remember from yesterday, evaluate is a fancy word for solve. So we want to solve x minus y if x equals -6 and y equals -5. So for x, I'm going to plug in what value?
It's 1.
-6. For y, we're subtracting y, and y is -5. So we have a problem where we are subtracting integers. What 3 letters do we have to do? KCO. We keep our -6. Change our minus sign to a plus sign. What's the opposite of -5? +5. Now it's an addition problem. Do we have the same signs or different signs? Different. So we're going to subtract. 6 minus 5 is 1. Take the sign of our bigger number, so we have -1.
-1.
The next example is a word problem. The temperatures on the moon vary from -173 degrees Celsius to 127 degrees Celsius. Find the difference between the maximum and the minimum temperatures. Difference means what operation? Subtraction. And we want to do the max and the min. So we want to take our max value and subtract the minimum value. Which one was our higher temperature?
Yeah.
127. And we need to subtract our smallest temperature, lowest temperature, which was -173. Since we're subtracting, what 3 letters do we need to keep in mind? KCO. We keep our 127. Change my minus sign to a plus sign. What's the opposite of -173? 173. And now we're adding. Do we have the same signs or different signs? Same. So what we can do is add these two numbers, 127 plus 173. 7 plus 3 is 10. Carry our 1. 1 plus 2 plus 7 is 10. Carry our 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So our answer is 300. And we have both positive numbers, so our answer is positive. Go ahead and try the on your own examples.
-20.
These problems. For the first one, we have -20 minus 15. So we have to KCO. Keep, change, opposite. We keep our -20. Change our minus sign to what? Change it to a plus sign. What's the opposite of +15? -15, and we're adding with the same sign. 20 plus 15 is 35, and we keep our negative sign. No, you always take the opposite. It is KCO. Keep the first number the same. Change your minus sign to addition, and switch your the sign of your second number. Take the opposite.
Got it.
So for this one, what do you notice about these two questions? What operation are we doing? Adding. So we're adding with different signs, which means we subtract. What is 7 minus 6? 1. Sign of our bigger number, which is negative. Next question. We have minus again. We're subtracting, so we KCO. I keep my first number the same. we change our minus sign to a plus sign. What's the opposite of negative 12?
Positive 12.
Positive 12. And now we're adding with the same signs. 4 plus 12 is 16. And we are going to KCO on the next one. Keep, change, opposite. Keep this negative 15. Change our minus sign to a plus sign. What's the opposite of negative 5?
5.
Positive 5. We're adding with different signs, which means we actually subtract. What's 15 minus 5?
10.
10. Take the sign of our bigger number, which is negative, and we get negative 10.
Okay.
Okay, so if we're evaluating A minus B, if A equals 5 and B equals negative 8, we have 5 minus negative 8, and we do what 3 letters? Keep, change, opposite. Keep my 5. This subtraction sign changes to a plus sign. What's the opposite of negative 8? Positive 8 and 5 plus 8 gives us 13. I'm going to have you do the last one on your own. I'm not going to go over it with you.
Oh.